to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, conceal carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Eccles.
And here we go. It is Friday night. We are tucked away once again in the war room somewhere in the high desert of southern Idaho. I'm here with Mark and Mr. Tarver, the regulars, the two guys that make up the Patriot Defense Podcast. And Tarver's looking all gangster over here with his hat. I love it.
So we're the ones that fix the sciatica.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, you guys
strengthen your core.
You guys almost had to do this by yourself because this freaking chair is not doing real well.
Hey, it don't treat me well either.
Oh. Well, you got my freaking turkey pad on.
I know, man. I need it.
You got my butt pad.
freaking metal chair.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So what have you been up to, Mr. Tarver?
I have been working, but I just made time. As a matter of fact, I was late today because I didn't pay attention to the clock. Just purchased a new firearm.
Purchased a new firearm? What is it you got over there?
A Performance Center, Smith & Wesson. I don't even know the name of it.
Victory.
Thank you. I never know the name
How
of it.
dare you bring that thing in? It's got a suppressor. You're like a spy. It's going to go off by itself. No one's going to hear it. You're going to be able to take down whole entire cities because we're not going to be able to hear where the shooting is coming from.
That's true. But it also means that I have been checked out by the CIA and the FBI and Secret Service.
Nancy Pelosi is very upset with you right now.
Welcome to America, baby.
I like it.
It's all legal.
And what about you, Mr. Mark?
Nothing that fancy. I haven't. I've sold some guns.
That's cool.
Yeah,
you do something with guns. Whether me and Tarver do something with guns during the week, you always do something.
Yeah,
with guns.
it's nothing new for you.
Yeah, I get guns pointed at me every day, and that kind of thing.
Well, that's good. So, any thoughts from behind the gun counter?
You know what? I had a good one, and I know what it is now.
Share it.
I was gonna say I almost forgot it, but so it's another rant. I get multiple people coming in. They'll ask to look at the gun. It may not be the most expensive gun. It may be. It may probably. Usually, it's the cheapest one. But they'll sit there and talk about it and how they'll just bash on it. They'll look at the cheapest gun in the case usually. And then just be like, oh, I don't like the trigger on this, or I don't like that. I don't like, and I'm like, well, just don't buy it,
Well, you get what you pay for. If you're looking at the cheapest gun there, or do you thinking it should be like Kimber quality, or
yeah,
what?
I guess everybody expects it to be like, top notch. I don't know what they expect, honestly. I mean, I almost want to just tell them, well, what do you expect, But
you picked up a high point. What?
Well, I mean, I can't be rude to them, but. When you sit there and dissect the gun and tell me the bad things about it, I'm like, then don't buy it. It's that simple.
I think a lot of times people just want to have something to say. And if you can critique a gun here or there, it makes, sounds like you.
They want to sound smart.
Well, that's
like they're knowledgeable.
Yeah, I could see that, but I don't know. It gets old after a while.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure it would.
It's not just one person doing it. It's like, I don't know, 90 out of 100 people do it.
Do I do that when I go? I think I probably do.
I guarantee you I'd do it because I'm still looking for the gun.
I just want people to like what I think what I have to say is important.
Well, and I'm just like, well, I didn't make it,
So when I go in, I'm going to show you my gun. Look at my gun.
I just sell it. I don't make it. So
you want to see my gun?
Yeah.
Do you want to see my piece? I got one here, one on my ankle.
So does this holster fit a, Ruger LC9?
Can I put this in one of your
holsters?
holsters?
Can I get mine out to see if this will fit?
Here, let me rack the slide and load this.
I tell them no. Let me just go get one out of the case and we'll try it.
It'll fit. Put it in the oven.
Put it in the oven, yeah.
Put in some boiling water.
Unload it first.
Oh, the holster.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Actually, a hairdryer does the trick.
Oh, really?
It gets, yeah.
Or you could go to Rock Custom.
You go to Rock Custom Holsters and get a holster. He'll make sure they
a
fit.
Proper holster.
In fact, I got to get a hold of Rock. I need some Glock holsters, actually.
Yeah.
So
A couple of those.
Well, like Philip said, does anyone walk in there and ask to look at? They want some clips?
Yeah, and it's usually from some just out of this. Well, like a Ruger P89 or whatever they are. Like
Yeah.
you know how old that gun is?
I want some clips for my Ruger P89.
And the clips, I'm like, okay. Well,
Oh shit! I got one.
You
of those.
sell clips for Ruger?
well, we sell
you
sell stripper clips with ammo already in them, but
Does it fit in the?
it doesn't fit in that gun that you just rattled off.
You really have stripper clips?
Well, if they're in the ammo can, yeah. They're already with the ammo in them.
Wow.
So you're
I'm surprised you have them.
So you correct him, say, sir, you're looking for
I don't.
magazines.
I mean, anymore.
I know.
I used to.
If I spent the entire time in class
Yeah.
correcting that, I'd be there all freaking day.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, I'll eventually get it out. Like as I'm talking
Right.
to them, I'll call it a magazine or mags, just to reiterate the point, I guess. But I don't just call them out on it right away. So
Oh, I would. I probably would never.
You
sell a
get
gun.
tired of it.
Yeah.
And then everybody be like, let me talk to the other guy. I won't talk to him.
So we talked.
that's got to suck.
What?
Oh, his company that Philip works for, they put trigger locks on all their guns.
Oh, that's
That
wow.
sucks. That sucks.
Yeah.
What's the point? So I don't know that I've ever actually been to a gun store or a gun counter where they actually have trigger locks on all the firearms.
Yeah, who wants that?
Who
I
does
gotta put
that?
it in my
Well,
hand, man.
I don't know. I mean, I know I watched a video once where a guy went in looking at an AR and pulled a loaded magazine out of the back of his back pocket and
But
loaded
people
it up.
want
But
to people want to be able to feel the trigger and stuff
Yeah,
on a
but-
firearm.
I guess they're just worried that somebody's going to come in with a loaded mag and just
What-
load it up and start going. But
What did you guy do?
I don't know. We don't do it. So
I mean, did he start shooting
Oh,
up the place?
yeah.
or did
yeah,
he-
he's
yeah.
shot up the place.
Wow.
But the owner had a firearm as well. They got into a little firefight. And so yeah, I don't know what his purpose of that was, but anyway.
Well, you don't think that someone would, I mean, and that's just a question for you, I suppose, but someone's not going to walk in, want to look at like the AR, and you're going to hand it to them, and they're going to say, well, can I feel the trigger? Say, oh, okay. So they're going to take the trigger. The guy's just going to ask for the trigger lock to be removed so he can look at the trigger. Then he's going to jam the full magazine
Yeah,
in there.
I know like there's certain companies that just can't remove the trigger.
Oh,
lock,
they
though.
really?
Yeah, they won't. Like,
That's
What the hell?
That
I
is
couldn't
I know.
buy
crap.
there.
Yeah, I know. Like Walmart places like that won't. They put trigger locks. on
that's
their
like
stuff.
80% of buying a gun is filling the
Yeah.
freaking trigger. I mean, wow.
It's
You better
kinda-
have pretty low prices, and then people can go somewhere else, fill the trigger, and then come back and buy from you. I mean,
I'll just
not
tell
from
them,
you, but you know.
I'll just tell them, no, it's a crappy trigger. You don't want to pull that.
Can't even get to it. Damn thing's locked. So Greg said that he's commenting on the 380 EZ. He says he really likes it. Easy for anyone to use. And I was really close to actually going and buying one this week.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it still. I might still.
I
do
am
it.
too, but I keep seeing videos of my PD10. It's getting close.
Same videos, man.
Shut up.
They're just recycling those
It's getting
videos.
close. It's only 6 years out now.
Here's the thing. Here's what happened there. So, do you think that they came up with the SIG came up with the P365 overnight? No, they didn't. They'd probably been working on that for 3 years. 3 or 4 years. They just didn't let anyone know about it.
But
Right.
once it came out, it had some bugs. They had to fix a couple things. Had a
So
couple recalls.
the PD10, the Avidity Arms, they just were
They've
talking.
been running their
why
mouths
why
since
don't
day
they run the
one.
same thing?
I will say the mistake that they had is they probably just started talking about it way too early.
Well, why don't they do the same thing then?
From
if
day
it's got
one.
bugs that need to be worked out, the way you're going to find out is to release it.
Well, because they want to release it and have it be perfect.
Yeah,
They're
well.
finding the bugs out. Because like he's using it in class. He'll give it to students and have them use it in class, and people put like rounds through
The
it.
thing of it is, though, is yes, they do want it to be perfect. I get that, but you've got the 365, you got the 43X now, you got all these other ones that are coming out, and they're flooding the market. That PD10 is not going to sell.
Well, we also thought that about the 43 for the Glock, and it's still sold. I don't know. I'm going to buy one. That's all. That's
but
all
you're-
I'm worried about.
Yeah, I mean, it will sell, but it's not going to sell as big as it potentially could.
I'll
I
be
think.
the only one in town with the cool gun, and everyone will be jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll shoot it if it's nice. I'll get one.
Actually, I'm saving money is what I'm doing because I'm not buying anything till I can buy that damn gun. But What else did I do? Oh, my XDM, the one that I put the new roll pin in.
Yeah.
Sucker, it shot great here. I put 3
Roll
magazines
pins,
through it.
holding strong and everything.
Yeah, took it to class, let someone use it, and every other shot it wouldn't fire.
Uh-oh.
But it may have also been the ammo too. But I mean, still, I think that I should have had a stronger, striker should have been. So I don't know. Last time it did this, I soaked it in. Actually, I used MEK. I took
Methyl ethyl ketone.
Methyl ethyl ketone will suck the grease and oil, every ounce of it, out of a freaking metal.
Yeah,
Sweet.
And
it'll melt the paint right off of the hood of the car too.
It's awesome stuff. And it just cleans it all out, and then I kind of re-oil it. I think it just probably has a bunch of crap back up in there because you can actually feel it when you're firing. You can actually feel it. It's like a soft strike's what it is.
Yeah.
Is it hitting the primer?
It's hitting the primer. It's leaving a mark, but it just seems like it's not smacking it as hard.
Yeah.
Philip says that the Mossberg waited 100 years to, debut their pistol. So
Did you guys get any of those?
as far as I know, we did.
I'd actually be really interested in picking one up and testing the trigger on it. I like my Mossberg 12 gauge. I'd almost buy one if it's the right price.
I'd probably get one, but I'd wear a mask if I was shooting it, so nobody could see who I was.
Would you be more proud shooting a high point?
No, I'd wear a mask for that too.
Oh, I wouldn't.
At least a brown paper bag.
I'd buy a nice pink.
No, I'd go cheap on the high point. I'd put a brown paper bag.
I'd get us a nice muddy girl camo out there, dude. We'd be set. If I buy one, it's gonna be the purple and pink one. By the way. So, hey,
All right.
Mossberg did not make a 10 millimeter handgun.
Mossberg?
Not Mossberg. High Point.
Only rifles, huh?
Only
They got
rifles.
the carbine, yeah.
The carbine. I thought they made a handgun. So there was a video I found on YouTube of, I forget who it was. They took a 40 cal and they took the 40 cal and they converted it. They made it shoot a 10 millimeter.
So they
modified it.
lengthened the chamber and everything?
Yeah,
or?
and it shot like a son of a gun, but
headspace?
you can't actually buy one. So
Now, what model was this?
it was a High Point, and they took a 40 cal and they modified it to shoot a 10.
That's scary.
And they were shooting the holy living crap out of it. And the guy was funny because when he goes out to shoot it, he goes, watch this, and they're shooting, and he's like, look how good it is. He goes, I'm gonna do some rapid fire, and he pulls it up, and he goes, get out of my liquor store, and bam, bam.
Put the malt liquor down.
Does High Point make a threaded barrel?
The
new ones.
They do now, yeah. The new C9.
That's what I need to get.
They're entering into the
Put a suppressor on it and look at this cutting edge technology.
cutting edge future. Yeah, no.
double the weight of the
But
thing.
it's going to be a while before you probably see it. I mean, they debuted it at SHOT Show. That was their big
debut.
Debut.
The first debut they've had in how many years?
yeah.
50.
But
I had high hopes
they did
for 'em,
state
too.
that it's a lot of there is a lot of the old parts still that they're using, but they stated it might be a little bit before they release it. So
I was hoping they would come out and shock the world too. I was like, yeah, watch them be.
I'm sitting
great.
there like what it could potentially be.
And
I'd almost go.
bolt action rifle
I talk
or
a lot.
something.
I'd almost go and buy like the brand new High Point. Let me know when you guys get them in. I want to be the first one to order one. I should get one.
Check out my new C9.
I'm going to get it in 40 cal.
Get a T-shirt to go with it.
Get me a 40 cal High Point.
A 40.
I'm going to get me a wife beater. Never mind.
Yeah, and a 40.
There we go. So when are you gonna? You haven't shot that thing yet, have you?
I just left the store. I mean,
Wow,
I still have the box.
it's impressive.
It's actually got a nice grip on
It
it.
does.
That's a $200 grip.
The real sticky
That's a
rubber
$200
grip.
grip because for the non-performance center model, the only thing that's different is the grip and an adjustable trigger, which is a nice trigger on the base model.
That's even nicer on that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my gosh!
No, I got screwed. I'm depressed already.
I'm depressed.
Don't
I told him, give me
don't
the
be
cardboard
depressed.
box too, because when I come back and sell it, I want
Find someone
to
who
have
wants
everything.
Find someone who wants to buy it. Just let me know. I'll bring it in.
Well, I'm walking out the store saying, "Yeah, I don't want this," but I am excited to shoot it. Honestly, see what it does.
If it was just a little lighter, we could have went out and shot it today.
If I'd have got here on time, we could have.
That's okay.
Got to have some subsonic rounds though to fully appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't have any of those.
I've got a whole box of them.
Would you?
No, not with me.
Oh,
Yeah, we can go shoot cat. Never mind.
what is a box?
Like a whole brick.
A brick?
Yeah,
Okay.
brick on.
You got suppressors?
No.
What are you doing with subsonic rounds?
For that day.
for the day.
They're all the Remington subsonics.
I'm leaning that way.
Mark's
Are
got
those for sale?
Mark's got plans.
Okay. All right. No
I
need
use
to-
a lot of I use the CCI Quiets for squirrels and stuff out of my place, but
Those are the ones with little pointy bullets on them. Have you seen the ones that are like just pretty much like no powder? It's just primer, and the actual bullet is like instead of being rounded off, it comes to a point.
Nope.
yeah, those are like the
I think I've
They're
seen
awesome.
CCI ones.
They're awesome for cats.
Yeah, game
cats. Come on, man. You can't do that.
You're right. I can't, but I did. So.
You got a guy out there killing a mountain lion with his bare hands.
Oh man!
No, he. I found out he strangled it with his foot. He
Yeah,
was
he
standing
stra-
on
he-
it.
Hey, some
While
kind
it
of
was-
leg
was
locker.
latched
While it
onto
was
his wrist.
Locked onto his wrist. Then he ran back to his car, dude,
Yeah, 3 miles or something like that.
and he said, "Hey, by the way, I left some gear up there. Would someone go up and get it for me?" He
Nah, bro.
He came out.
I ain't going.
He came out yesterday with the story,
Yeah.
all the interviews, and before he did that, he went for another run up there.
Yeah.
He's all like
He
his
said
face
he's
all
glad
clawed
he
up.
wasn't wearing his headphones, though. Remember what you were saying about headphones?
Yeah, well, I got special headphones
right.
now,
So he said he's glad he wasn't wearing those.
because he's
And the
able
whole
to hear it.
time he's in the fight with this thing, he was worried about another cat, like another one being
Yeah,
there.
and they actually found 2 other cats up there, and they figured it was like siblings, and they were just kind of out on their first hunt type of thing.
Mhm.
That's crazy stuff, man.
That's crazy, man.
I'll be thinking about that tomorrow morning when I go down to Arga Falls in the dark, and I'm running with my with my headlamp and my 24-pound Shield 45
And your pack and your
and my Hill People Gear chest pack.
Hill People Gear chest pack. That's a lot to say.
Hill People
I almost
Gear.
messed it
That's a hell of a name, man. Why did they name themselves Hill People?
The hills have eyes.
Hell, he shouldn't have done that.
So, big news today.
Yeah. Some
You saw that? You see
The
big
shooter?
bad news,
Yeah.
good news.
Bad news, good news, big news, I guess.
Big news.
Top news.
Yeah.
Tell us all about it, Mr. Mark.
Aurora, Illinois, which is where Wayne and Garth did their, local broadcast from A Man's World. Anyway,
Wayne's World.
apparently some production. I don't know what they were producing there, but some guy went in and started shooting people, I guess. And
Yeah, ex-employee.
yeah. So,
Disgruntled employee.
How
I
many-
didn't think that was possible
That's
because
a gun-free state.
Yeah, Illinois
gun-free
is
zone.
so high on gun laws. How is that possible?
I know. That seems to happen in those areas. How many people did he shoot? Do we know?
I don't know.
They're still counting. Last I heard, there's a couple of officers and a couple of
4 officers is what I heard.
4 officers. Though. Wow.
So
And
did he just go in and off one person and then wait for the rest of? everybody else
I'm
to
not
show
sure.
up,
When
or-
I saw it, it had just happened, and I had to get going, so I didn't get it actually
Yeah, I didn't
here.
get
They
it.
were still trying to
They're
sort
still
things
flushing
out.
it out. Yeah, it's a chaotic scene right now. But
But they have him in custody, or have they?
No, they
took
he's
him
in
out?
custody.
Okay.
So I was watching it live, and one of the news stories or the whatever flashes along the bottom of the screen
Yeah.
when you watch stuff live, and one of the witnesses, one of the people that were in there, said, "All I saw was him coming down the hallway with a gun, and all I saw was a green laser." And I'm thinking, oh my
Oh,
gosh,
no.
they are going to go after green lasers now, like they have bump stocks and everything else. I
Yep.
guarantee you,
It
that
enhances
green
your
laser-
ability to target.
that
and-
green laser turns you into a sniper, just like that freaking suppressor over there. Just like a freaking bump stock. We're going to go after him.
I don't have suppressors
Yeah.
or bump stocks or lasers. So
But, I mean,
I don't have none of that.
you know they're going to go after that green laser now.
These
You know they are.
people are insane. They're talking about it. If we get a Democrat president, they can do it.
Oh yeah.
Declare an emergency against guns. I'm like, brother, there's a little thing called the United States Constitution standing in your way.
Well,
These people are insane. They're bad
Well, and
shit
if they could
crazy.
have done it, they would have done that already.
Not to mention that gun violence is not. You can't prove to me that gun violence is an emergency in this country.
There's
when
studies that
Well,
say
when
it's
more
not.
people die texting and driving than by guns.
It doesn't matter. And they hadn't been able to do it in the past, but they're getting to the point now where they're just doing crap and
Right.
saying sort it out later.
Yeah.
they'll just do it. And I'm like, yeah, well.
Well, here's what I find funny, and I'm not one to start conspiracies here on the Patriot Defense Podcast, but whenever the shooting like this happens, you can always turn around and go, okay, what happened the day before? What happened the day before? And all of a sudden, so the day before, Nancy Pelosi came out and said, well, he's going to, we can just get a Democratic president. We can go ahead and do this emergency, whatever, take away guns. And then
the very next day.
And
in comes Mr. MK Ultra.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, people were kind of laughing at her. She said that, and the next day, all of a sudden, here we got a shooting. We got an emergency.
Well, we had a shooting the day before, too, but nobody talks about that one.
Where was that one at?
It was at a dentist office. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
The guy went in and shot his wife and killed her, and a concealed carry guy was there and took the guy out.
Shot him like 6 times, I think.
I don't remember how many times.
Stopped the threat, and then held him.
He didn't die.
Held his gun on him until the law enforcement arrived. So,
Didn't hear about that story, though.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That one didn't make the news.
Good guy with a gun. So
No.
carry your gun everywhere you can.
Something good actually come out of Florida, too, with the it wasn't the Stoneman Douglas, whatever that school is there, but it was one of the schools there has the armed security that are armed with semi-automatic rifles, and people are, getting on the principal about it and saying, why not just have Glocks? Why not just have, handguns?
Right.
He says, look, I'm not here for a fair fight. This isn't going to be a fair fight.
Oh yeah.
So that's why.
When you're in a gunfight, it's not you don't play fair. You
It's life and death. Yeah.
Yeah. You
as
lose.
a winner and a dead man.
You do whatever it takes to win. I mean, that's rule number 1, right?
Yeah.
So
we're not walking 20 paces and dueling here.
And then there's all these states. The new thing now is there's all these states and all these sheriffs in all these states saying they're not going to enforce these anti-constitutional, anti-gun laws because it's against the Constitution, which
it is,
which is a good thing.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing that there's people like that out there. I hope that they mean what they say and it's not just a show. When push comes to shove, I'd like to see what happens. Does that make sense?
Here's the problem.
Talk can be cheap.
Now, the sheriff is the highest constitutional elected official in each county.
Right.
He's the man. Now, we had the governor of Florida, which I like. Was it DeSantis? Who is that now?
I don't know.
But he just removed recently Scott Israel, sheriff over Broward County.
Broward.
Which was, he's a massive dirtbag, which is a good thing. But if the governors can just remove sheriffs like that, what's going on here? I mean, can the sheriff, how much power does the sheriff have?
Well, can
the governor just say, yeah, you go?
So if it's a state law, if it's a state, whatever state passes this thing, and I don't know how this works, so is the state police higher than the actual sheriff?
No, they have to get, they patrol the highways and everything, but even the feds that come in, to a county have to get the sheriff's. They have to work under the sheriff's jurisdiction, under his arrest powers.
How that worked.
Sheriff is the highest in his county, in his parish, whatever you're in at that time.
Right.
He's the top dog.
So my question is,
he's top law enforcement officer.
And I'm gonna say most of these, probably all of them, maybe a good portion of them, they're gonna back up what they say, and that's fantastic.
But can they just be removed that easy?
Can they?
Because if they can
they be removed? I mean, I think they'll be good to their word, but can they be removed? And is there how many people waiting in line that will do whatever they're told, no matter what?
That's messed up because if they could be removed, that's going against what because the voters voted for the sheriff.
Right.
So that's basically taking the votes taking the votes away from the people.
Right.
By doing so.
Yeah. Does the governor actually have that power?
Well, no, I don't agree with it either.
Yeah.
But they obviously had enough votes by someone to vote in these unconstitutional laws.
Yeah, because of the population. Because the states are not
right.
They're not set up like the national thing is, where they're
right. And
electoral college,
right. And
so,
I hope it never comes down to it. But what I'm saying is, I'd be curious to see what happens if push comes to shove.
Right.
If they're I don't know if anyone really knows.
Like in Washington, if they're going to do and trying to enforce that law, enforce it in the very more populated state or portion of the state. If and even Eastern Washington, as they've already talked about, separating, and I'm sure lots of different.
But they talk about that every year.
Yeah, they do. I hear it all the time. But
I think it comes down to the sheriff too,
whatever
man.
it was, but
right.
Yeah, and then it does come to the sheriff, where.
Well, a few years ago. I went and talked to a sheriff when we had the feeling, the anxiety of encroaching federal powers, and I went and talked to a sheriff in a certain county, and said, "Hey, there's a lot of people be having to stand behind you there, brother." And he assured me that, "Don't worry, I'll be the first one to be arrested." I'm like, you kind of missing the point, man.
Yeah.
It's all, law enforcement's all about force. You don't have to be arrested. Arrest them. Arrest them. What are they coming with? Tanks and helicopters? Trust me, we got stuff for it.
Yeah, I don't know. Just an interesting thought.
I mean how much are you going to fight? Or are you just going to say, I took a stand and fold, then it's over?
And I think it's fantastic that they're standing up, but when push comes to shove, until you see it happen, you don't know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, stuff
you can hope it's going to happen, and
the
way you want it to.
And right now, I got this feel good feeling. It's good that there's, at least I know that the people who are supposedly right there on the front door are saying, we're not gonna do it, because if it works, it works. It may hold it off for a little longer, and that's fantastic. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, does that hold it off for 2 days, or does that hold it off? Did they put up a fight?
Yeah,
this is about fight.
Nobody really knows. I don't think, because luckily we hadn't
reached that point yet.
But we may sooner or later.
I tell you what, politics they're insane.
Oh yeah,
they are insane. The stuff they're wanting to do. You get some of these nutbags in charge, man.
Well, was it you that put the thing about socialism on the?
Oh, if it's about socialism, it's probably me. Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd I say?
I don't remember. It was a week ago or whatever.
But socialism is the one thing that you can vote. Socialism is the one thing that can be voted in, but when you want it taken out, it's got to be taken out with a gun.
Yeah, you have to fight. You have to fight your way.
You can vote it into place, but you got to fight your way out.
Yeah,
with a gun.
But that's what I mean. Unfortunately, I see a lot of young people, especially on college campuses and stuff like that, are just being, I call it, brainwashed into socialist beliefs, and and then you have people like Bernie Sanders and what's her name, Cortez. OAC or whatever they call it.
Yeah,
they're nuts.
I'm
sorry,
nuts.
but there is no common sense whatsoever in that brain of theirs.
Oh yeah,
stupid.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Well, and I think it's just like you said, though. I mean, without trying to get too off, I guess every now and then we need to get a little political in here.
Huh.
But you send your sons and daughters, you send your kids away to college, which I don't wholly believe in anyway.
No.
But you send them away to college, and all you're doing is you're sending them to a liberal playground, a place where every time they turn around, they're getting pumped full of socialism and if that's a word, socialist ideas, and
not to mention that they're owned by the government,
and
because they
paying
have loans, they have grants and all that stuff, and some of that, most of that they have to pay back.
And we are paying the kids are paying, we are paying for them to be pumped full of all this socialism
nonsense, and there's no education. Or Cortez is a financial major. She and her thing is, well, we can just print all the money we need.
Yeah.
I'm like, good grief, lady.
Just keep pumping it out.
She's got,
never mind that there's any backing to it at all.
Anyhow.
Nuts, man. Anyway.
Rants. Lots of rants today.
Lots of rants. We're feeling it. That's good.
That is good. So, we had an article, and you kind of read the article probably even better than I did, but it was an article, but let's not even, we'll talk about the article, but I'm going to start it off a little different. I see lots of people come into my class, okay? Lots of different types of people. We have lots of people that come in, and they have a handgun, and that's all. They just want to learn some basic stuff. They want to shoot, and they want to be able to conceal carry. And then I got the people that come in with the freaking drop leg holster and the 24 magazines that they've got all loaded up, and they got every laser and light and everything hanging off their gun. And that they are the quote mall ninja. Okay, And they go and they take all the tactical classes, which is fun. If you want to go take those classes,
you're
fine.
not charging them enough, and they walk in with 10 grand strapped around.
I know. That's fine. But I guess my point is, you don't have to be that mall ninja guy that's got all that stuff to be able to defend your family.
Okay, this is kind of on topic, but I just want to know, how often do you have people show up to your class with like however many magazines fully loaded, and when you tell them load 6 rounds in your mags, they question you, 7 rounds. They question you.
Oh, they get all the time.
And they'd be like, so I have to unload my magazine and reload it?
All the time. All the time.
It happens all the time.
They come fully loaded every...
What kind of class do you think this is? It's a concealed carry class.
You think it's just a free-for-all?
Yeah, just go for it.
Go for it. Shoot them up.
Step up to the line and put some holes in the paper.
I see a little bit of everything walk through the door of my class, but you got those people that...
But they're shocked when they hear you say load 7 rounds.
And I'm kind of rude about it.
Well, you're stern about it because you're structured in your class.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny because the times that I've been there, there's at least one guy, if not 2, that are just like shocked that you're telling them that they have to unload their magazine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh,
And I walk the line and I say, so if you've got your magazines loaded, unload them right now. I said, you are not to have more than 7 rounds in your magazine at a time, because as soon as that drill's done, that gun needs to be empty, mag needs to be out, and that slide needs to be locked back.
Yeah.
As soon as you are done shooting that drill, that gun needs to be empty, and I need to know that it's empty. And, I get lots of moans. I had a guy show up, this was years ago, he had a Glock. He showed up with 2 30-round happy sticks.
Oh, nice.
Great.
And he had them both loaded, and he was pissed. And I made it my load. He goes, well, how am I going to shoot this? I don't know. I was like, 7 rounds in your happy stick, buddy, because that's all I'm letting you.
Yeah.
I can't just load this. No, you cannot. I'm like, come on, be practical. And you're coming to freaking class. It's not a pray and spray class.
Hey, it's not free for all here.
Right.
I mean,
that goes okay. That was just kind of like a question because that does kind of have something to do with what we're going to talk about,
right?
Which Philip already kind of started it a little bit,
right?
If you want to take classes,
sure.
It never hurts to educate yourself on stuff.
Spend your money how you want to spend it.
But do you need? And this is a question to you.
Oh, okay.
Do you need to be instructor 0, as you put it,
right,
to carry a firearm?
No, you do not need to be instructor 0 to carry a firearm. You need to. I would like to. So what I tell everyone, I'd like to see everyone, know the basics at the very least. Know the basics, and I'd like to see everyone go out and shoot once a month. 100 rounds is great. 50 rounds is fine. 10 rounds, I'll make do with 10 rounds, because I know people that shoot their firearm in class and then they never go out and shoot them again. They'll carry that same gun loaded with ammo for the next 3 years.
Same ammo.
Never change the mag.
Same round chambered, and the thing doesn't leave the holster.
Yeah,
I've
covered in lint.
I've seen it.
The magazine springs compressed.
If you're carrying appendix, you're pulling out belly button lint and all kinds of stuff out of that thing. But I think, should you go and take classes? If you can afford to go take classes, you should go take classes. I'm good with that. I encourage education. If you can't go out and shoot, you will go out and you will shoot at targets, shoot at bullseye targets. You will go out with your friends and shoot with your friends. You will become bored and you will try to challenge yourself. You can go online. You can print off these targets called dot torture targets, and you will run drills based on what it says to do on those dot torture. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do. You will eventually search out more classes. Mm-hmm. It will happen, but you do not have to. When you leave your house every day, you do not have to go all kitted out like Instructor 0, and you see him in those videos.
To go to the grocery store.
Yeah, nothing against Instructor 0.
Gotta have your pocket sand.
The dude's good at what he does, and he goes all over the country providing protection.
That's his job.
That's his job. Yeah. But too many people see those videos, and they think that's what they need to be.
Tactical guys and everything else.
Don't need to be that.
Yeah.
As much as I dislike little guns, if you're going to carry a little Taurus, I'm happy with that. Just know how to use it. Know how to use it. Know how to be proficient with it.
Now, I declare myself somewhat of a gear whore.
There's nothing
because
wrong with it.
I like the stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
I don't use it every day.
Right.
I'm not going out to the mall, kitted out.
You don't carry your AR to the mall?
No.
Oh, why not?
No. There's nobody ever goes to the mall anymore.
Okay.
He's got it on when he's online.
I go there when I'm looking for my Chanel number 5.
If I'm going out shooting, I have my tack vest and everything.
Do you have your pocket sand?
I've got all that stuff. I never wear it. I never put it on, but it's there if I need it.
That's fine. So and
that's not being paranoid.
That's because you like it. That's what you want to spend your money.
Because I like
it's
it.
It's a prepping type of thing.
But it's being prepared. It's not being paranoid.
Right.
Like that article that I read, it said,
right.
It's paranoia, and it's not.
Okay, so I don't think the guy listens to this podcast, and I will tell you, back when I started the whole firearm thing, okay, not Patriot Defense, but I was getting into it. I'd go and I was a member of different online gun forums, lots of different kinds. There was defensive carry. It's kind of a big. Everyone knows. Well, most people know defensive carry, and then there's Warrior Talk Mindset. Did you ever?
That sounds scary.
Yeah. Anyhow, it's run by a guy named Gabe Suarez. Do you know that name at all?
Nope.
Wow. Okay. Well, there was a bunch of people
Gabe.
on there that where you aren't.
Nobody knows you.
You aren't missing out.
Okay.
But I was really into that. I was really into that forum. I like listening to what those guys said. Why? Because they were cool. They were supposedly all operators, and he'd always put out the call for. You looking for work and you know how to run a gun, come do this. You can go be security over here and this and that. These guys were all operators supposedly. Well, I think most of them were 50 to 60 to 70-year-old guys that had nothing else to freaking do. And so they got on there and they all thought they were Mr. Tactical is what it was. Okay. If you listen to that forum, it is what it is. That's what I'm going to say about it. But there's all kinds of freaking crazy people out there. What
were they doing? Like security?
They like to talk about firearms, bodyguard type protection, and drinking lots of freaking whiskey.
Yeah, because those go together.
And doing stuff in like Chile and Argentina and how to get a gun out of the country. And these people are carrying 2 guns. One was a cheap drop gun. They'd stash. They do that. Different mindsets. And they're just a bunch of people. Interesting people on there, okay? Mm-hmm. And if you didn't conform to what they wanted, they let you know that they were very unhappy with you. I agree with some of the stuff they talk about, but some of the stuff was a little too far. You don't have to be that guy to protect your family. Right. You don't have to carry 4 guns and have a drop gun and practice getting your firearm into non-permissive environments. You don't have to do that. Mm-hmm. These people would talk about it. They'd try to tell you how to do it, how to get them on planes, how to get them in buildings, government buildings. They talk about all this stuff.
How to get in the government building.
With the firearm.
That's a little disturbing.
I'm serious. There is a whole group of people out there that do that.
I can get it in there, brother.
There was a guy.
I might not come out.
There was a guy that he
might not ever see it again.
There's people that would load mags with gloves on, and so they couldn't trace the bullets. It was very interesting. Wow. It was, in fact, that. It's still up and going, by the way.
Yeah,
really.
Occasionally, I'll go visit it.
Well,
but anyhow, you don't need to be that guy.
There's extremes on.
I wouldn't be that guy if I
both
had to
sides
be that
of the
guy.
gun.
There
topic,
are, but you see that I see that roll over into my class a little bit, and people show up thinking the wrong thing. I'm not that guy. Yeah. I'm not going to teach you how to do all that stuff. I'm not going to teach you how to run, jump, roll,
shoulder roll,
reload, and shoot between your legs. It ain't going to freaking happen.
Yeah.
You're not going to learn that with me. And if you think you're going to come to my concealed carry class and that I'm going to be cool with all that and you're going to impress me talking about that kind of stuff, you're not. I'm actually probably going to laugh at you. And then later on, I'm going to talk about you on the podcast. Right?
I'd like to see him do it.
I'm serious.
Jump out there and do it.
I'm wondering now what he said about me after I took his class.
Nothing. But you work behind a gun counter. You've got it. You know those kind of guys that I'm talking about.
God, am I right? Every day, yeah.
They come in and they try to wow you with their They try to wow you with their knowledge.
Yeah.
And,
I tell
right?
you, it's almost a one-upism, though, all the time. Everybody's trying to, well, what about this? And, oh, you don't know about that. I'm like, dude, shut up.
I do that. I do that with
face.
Dan. I mean, I'll grab the AR off the shelf and
yeah.
I'll be like, watch this, Dan. Mag flip and hit him in the head with the magazine, you know?
But, I mean, it's one thing liking the stuff, and I don't know. You buy some of that stuff, and
I buy it because I like to
stuff.
have it.
Sure, there's nothing
I
wrong
don't plan
with
on ever using it, but it's there if I, if,
but you don't go around telling people
if it hit the
about
fan,
right?
It'd kind of be nice to have something like that.
Well, it's just cool. It's like suppressors. It's
You've
fun
got
to
stuff,
play.
Tarver.
I have some
It's
toys.
fun to play. Yeah,
It's
I mean,
like
it's like you when you were a kid, you wanted all
Yeah.
the stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I got the stuff, man. If you went to and geared all up and went outside, they'd be calling somebody on you. It's like, man, this dude's crazy.
yeah.
What's wrong with it?
But I mean, what's wrong with having it? I mean, even if you don't use
There's nothing wrong with having. It's when you come to.
I'm
when
not
you
going to go
come to
to
your
class.
concealed carry class and you
Yeah.
come.
No,
geared
I'm
up.
not going to show up to a class like that. Nowhere. No, not any class. I mean, even if it was a
Right.
instructor zero class, I wouldn't probably.
But they
show
have
up with
these
everything.
classes that have these super duper high tech operators, and they only talk to operators, and they only want to have operators in their class. And you know the type I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them are pretty close by, and a bunch of assholes. I'm like, who kills you is the guy you don't see coming.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna pop you in the back of the head, right behind the ear.
So it's things that you do have to be prepared for.
So some people try and play into that to get in with those guys.
You don't
think it's
necessarily have to be all kitted up. You don't have to have the most expensive gun. Carry what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Practice with it. But what you really need to be aware of is the situational awareness.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in that what they refer to as the white zone,
Right.
where it's all gummy bears and rainbows. Just oblivious to everything else that's going on. You want to know what's going on, no matter where you're at.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, that's what you really have to train yourself on is your mindset. Are you going to be able to defend yourself? Look for cover. I don't know why. Every restaurant I go to, every place I go to, I know where the exits are. I know where,
Right. And I don't know
like
if
that.
I understand. I mean, I live that way too. So this was a few years ago, and I probably told this story. But me and my wife and my kids, we were in town, and I think they were doing some shopping or some crap. We decided to go to Wendy's for lunch. Wasn't that many people in Wendy's. Did I tell this story before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Should I repeat it? I'll repeat it.
Go for it. You done started now.
Yeah.
Some people hadn't heard it.
We were sitting at Wendy's for lunch, and I noticed when we went in there wasn't that many people in there, but there was a group of kids by the window. We got our food and we started eating, and I noticed they were paying attention out the window, and there was this car that kept circling the Wendy's, and I noticed that what looked to be the manager of the Wendy's kept coming out with the phone, and she would look at this car, and she was talking to someone on the phone, like giving them a description. And this vehicle went by again, and they yelled and hollered out the window of the vehicle, flipping the bird, doing all kinds of stuff. And the kids inside started getting a little excited, and the lady started talking a little more frantically on the phone, like she was talking to the police or someone, I don't know. And this kept happening, and I was like, I don't know, man. If something goes down, I don't want to be in here when it goes down. So me and my family, we gathered up the food and the kids, and we told my wife, so we need to go. And we left, and I don't think anything happened, but I was paying attention to that.
Yeah.
I noticed that, so I was able to avoid it.
Well, if it makes you a little nervous, it's probably a smart move.
Right.
I mean, who knows what would happen?
And you need to be paying attention to that anywhere and everywhere you go, even if it's a place where you can have a firearm. Tomorrow, I'm going to go into town with my wife, and we're probably going to go over to the Home and Garden Show, just because that's something we do every year. You know what? It's on CSI campus, and we're not allowed to have our firearms there. And there'll be quite a few people there, and I'll probably be on even higher alert, just paying attention to what's going on. I mean, because you just never know.
No, you don't, and it can happen anywhere. People start saying, "Dude, you at Wendy's?" Chill out. No, it happens. It happens
Anywhere.
in restaurants. Yeah, anywhere.
But that's not being paranoid. That's being
Prepared. Aware.
and prepare. Yeah.
There's that famous one in Texas. I can't remember. I think it was Libby's restaurant. Anyway,
Is that when that lady was in there
had
and
to
she
do
watched
congressional testimony or parents died?
What's her name? What was her name?
I don't remember.
I don't
Great
remember.
testimony though.
Yeah. Anyhow, we'll have to come back to that story because I don't remember the name of it or anything like that. But be prepared. Know what's going on. Know what's around you. I mean, if you guys ever noticed anything that's made you guys feel uneasy and you left and maybe something happened or maybe something didn't, have you guys anything like that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure, but I don't know. I've already forgot about it, so.
Okay.
Well, I have nothing.
You're
no stories.
Here, you're still here, though, right?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I mean, that's the point of it right there.
Right.
So.
Yeah, there's probably numerous times that something like that has come up. That
Yeah, tons of times. I had kids messing around my house, and somebody told me they were over there, and they're trying to get into my house, and they don't know that I know that, so I'm racing to get there. And the kids are pretty smart. They're like, "Oh, we lost our dog. We're looking for our dog." I'm like, "Somebody's been telling me, would you mess
here in
around the
Twin?
windows?" Yeah.
Oh,
No,
wow.
I was in California.
Oh.
I'm like, "Tell you something, don't you ever come back here." Stuff like that. I mean, you get that all the time. People come up. You go to New Orleans, somebody's going to walk up and say, "Hey, let me save you some tennis shoes." Man, don't you get them tennis shoes.
Yeah.
You go away. Don't go with them. All right? Just stuff like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, be aware of your surroundings. And to be honest, if you want to carry a gun to defend yourself, you want to carry, concealed carry, take a class. You know, you can buy that gear if you want. I'm okay with how you spend your money, whatever, but you don't need to. Get a good gun that you're proficient with. Take a class. If you can afford more classes, take some more classes. At the very least, go out and shoot.
practice, yeah.
Practice. Know how to, develop the muscle memory and know how to defend yourself. If you want to take another class, learn how to, you don't even have to take necessarily another bullseye type class unless that's what you want to shoot. You go out and learn how to draw and shoot. Learn how to draw and get off the X. That kind of stuff. Something's going to be a little more practical to defensive style shooting.
Challenge yourself a little bit. The better you get, keep challenging yourself.
What are you laughing about over
I
there?
can't get pocket sand out of my mind. Pocket sand's free, folks. Get some pocket sand. Y'all never heard that, I guess, because I done mentioned it twice.
It's a pocket sand.
I heard it the first time you said
Pocket
it.
sand.
Pocket sand. Throw it in their eyes.
Or if you have a hockey puck on you, do that as well.
I've got a hockey puck, man.
You got a hockey puck with a holster.
I got a whole. Yeah, that's right.
That's incredible.
Ooh, I'm gonna wear that tomorrow to the Home and Garden show.
You got a quick draw hockey puck. I would do it.
I am, and I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna see
show
if
everybody.
he'll make me one for a yo-yo.
He might. I'm gonna wear it.
Open
Bill,
carry.
Bill
Open
Cawley.
carry your hockey puck.
There, I'm going. Bill Cawley will be there, and he's the guy that does the radio. I do the radio show with. I'm gonna wear it over there and show him wearing my hockey puck holster.
Heck yeah.
Maybe I'll make a live video of it and send it to Rock.
Yeah.
Oh
I gotta
man.
talk to him. I think I'm gonna get a yo-yo holster.
I hope you don't get shot, man.
What? It's a hockey puck.
Oh shit, he's got a hockey puck.
You got a hocky puck. He's
a madman.
They're arming the schools with those.
Get the
deadly
Zamboni
things.
quick.
That CSI security guard is going to be eyeing me up and looking me up and down. These guys are so scary.
Yeah, they are. They're insanely scary. But if you knew what they had to go through, I mean, holy cow. They got to close the Harriet Center down, and it's creepy at night.
It's creepy at night.
When you put all that museum, you turn all the lights off, man. It is creepy in there.
Is it?
Oh, let me tell you. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up when you're walking through that at night with no lights on, just your flashlight.
Those are big tough guys over there, huh?
It's pretty creepy. You go down in the basement of that place, it's even worse because there's spiders and they actually keep them in cages and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Spiders and snakes and like reptiles and stuff like that.
The way you guys freak out about the spiders in here, which we haven't seen for a while, by the way.
Well, shit, when they're crawling on my face.
They're dropping from the ceiling.
Son of a bitch.
Don't worry, I got a
like
hockey
deadly
puck.
assassins.
Don't worry, I got a hockey puck.
When they're marching in formation and coming towards me. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know we had a place over there. That's crazy. You been through there at night?
Yeah. Yep. CSI Security. It was.
Were you? Did you?
No, I didn't do it.
Oh,
No.
were you working?
No.
Oh, okay.
I-
But you were going.
A buddy of mine worked there, and I was hanging out with him.
Oh, God.
So,
Were
and
you supposed to be hanging out with him?
Breach of security.
I don't think that CSI's security department was like that really in tune to what was going on. So
Gotcha.
We had a
Okay.
place like that. It's not to get off topic, but make it real quick. It was a insane asylum that was shut down in like the 50s. It was built in like the 1890. They couldn't hardly tear it down, and it was all, the power was out and everything, but every now and then you had to go check it to make sure nobody was in there, and they'd send you out there at night. Nobody. I don't care how tough you were. Nobody wanted to go over there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take a gun. I think I'd take a cross and some freaking holy water in there.
Hey, you just went over there with a little flashlight.
Here's the thing: is like I would go into any other building on the CSI campus.
That was for
But
LED
that
bulbs.
Heritage
too.
Center. That place creeped me out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you go in this old place at night and you hear metal, water dripping. It's like
Did you have to do it once?
I had to do it one time.
How big was this place?
It's like 4 stories.
Oh, you had to walk through the whole thing?
Supposed
Or did you just
to.
tell them that you did?
Supposed to.
I opened the door.
They probably
if you're
put
in
like
there, get out.
They probably put like check stations in there, so you have to check in to make sure you went through it.
Well, they had a couple of them, but I'm like, yeah, you will start hearing stuff in there. I'm like, that's it. That's a wrap. I'm out. I'm gone.
Shoot.
So, sorry.
Oh, no, that's cool. So tomorrow, gonna go see Mr.
Uncle Ted,
Uncle Ted, Mr. Ted Nugent.
the Nuge,
little cat scratch fever.
and Stranglehold.
That's right. Me and my wife gonna meet up with my buddy Morgan and his wife, and we're gonna see if Todd can win some guns.
Oh man,
Cool.
they got guns.
I put in some I put in for
they
some.
bought,
I
bought lots of guns from us.
It
so.
was the deal, and I brought like a package deal, and I got like I don't know how many, some raffle tickets, and yeah.
Jerry will be there, and Val will be there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One of our other guys, Gordy, he's not gun counter, but he's works there too. He'll be there too, I think. So
Okay. So
I have to work, so I don't get to go.
it sucks. Did they all get free tickets?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh man.
Because we're doing all the guns. So.
Yeah.
What all kind of guns are they raffling?
There's
kinds.
Yeah, there's a bunch of there's some muzzle loaders. There's some Rigger American Predator 6.5 Creedmoors. There's
handguns.
yeah, I can't remember what all they bought. They bought a bunch of stuff, and there's a bunch of gift cards they're giving out too.
Right.
And the gift cards are for the price of the gun.
Right. So they can run the background
So that way,
check.
if they for the background check, but if they want to upgrade to a better gun, they just have to pay the
That's nice.
extra.
oh, that is
so they're not
nice.
stuck with just that one gun. If that's
Right.
not what they want, they can, or if they want to go use it to buy drills or, any of the other stuff, clothes or whatever else we sell there. So
Cool.
yeah,
I'm gonna buy chicken feed.
Chicken
I'm
feed.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Tactical chicken feed.
Tactical chicken feed. So I'll make sure I give a report on what that's like. That'll be
pretty interesting.
it'll be pretty interesting.
Get some pictures.
What are you laughing at?
Pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I need to get some sleep, I guess.
That
So
sounds
you-
like man glitter,
Man-
sawdust,
yeah. Oh yeah.
man
Yeah.
glitter.
So you ready to help with my class this next Saturday?
Yeah, I got it off and ready to go. I guess.
That's that is coming up.
That's
right?
going to be cold, man.
Yeah. Oh, we're shooting inside.
Okay.
30. You're gonna die when you hear the number. 31 people.
Oh man,
How big of a range?
you
got?
overbooked it, didn't you?
I book it up to 30, and I got 31. There was a misunderstanding, but I would imagine there'll be 1 or 2 people that don't show up.
Like a language barrier misunderstanding, or just
Like she didn't. She
like Todd
registered
forgot to
through.
count?
She registered through another business, and she was supposed to be at the last class. She's never showed up, and decided she was going to come to this one. And I went, yeah, I guess I
Okay.
could fit her in.
How many people at a time do you have online?
10.
Man, you're going to be coughing up some
Oh
gunpowder.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mark looks thrilled.
Oh, last time I'm get home and I'm blowing it all out my nose and everything. It's
good, man.
Not really well ventilated, so
Hey, I only got like another month, maybe 2 of shooting inside, and then I'll be outside as long as my freaking range dries out.
maybe I'll
But-
wear a mask, like a
I
respiratory mask.
dude, you want, dude? You sign a waiver, so
Don't
No,
mind that
I'm-
asbestos you're shooting over there.
I'm sure there'll be I'm sure there'll be plenty of we'll take breaks and whatnot, but I'm gonna try to get everything an hour, kind of work it an hour earlier,
Yeah.
like I did last time, and we'll get out of there between 4 and 5. So I'm sure. I'm
Cool.
just hoping that we don't have any gun malfunctions, and it'd be interesting to see who shows up and the different experience levels that show up.
Yeah.
So that'll be.
Well, I might show up with a new gun too. So
What are you gonna buy?
I don't know. I'm still kicking it around.
That 380?
I've got a lot of guns on my list, and I don't know which one I'm going to do first.
So do I.
So
Ew.
Take that one? Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, I think we are done for the evening, unless I missed something to talk about.
Yeah, you did.
Contact info. We need their contact info. We got a few more questions. Actually, we're getting a pile of questions. And
get your questions in
actually,
now.
If I would have known that I thought you weren't going to be here tonight.
I didn't think so
which is
either.
fine. I was going to do the question show tonight.
Oh.
But then I changed it because you couldn't make it. But we'll get that question show pretty soon. You need to be here when we do. We all three need to be here.
All right. So if you got a question, get it in now.
For Tarver,
They want to know Tarver's middle name.
Nope. Aloysius.
They want to know.
Wow.
What is that?
Wow.
Oh.
So anyhow,
so get your questions in.
Contact
probably
us.
last chance saloon right here.
Last chance, yeah.
Okay. Podcast hotline 1208-696-4397. Probably the easiest way to get your questions in would be to email patriotdefense13@yahoo.com. Also visit the website patriotdefense13.com to check out the calendar, check out upcoming classes, stuff like that. Find out what Todd's all about, what Patriot Defense is all about. Look it up.
Works for me, and I need to get my butt in gear and get another blog. I've been kind of out of town this week, and I got a couple ideas. I just got to get it put down on
Also share
paper.
Everything. Like, share, do all that stuff.
Like, share, subscribe. Let's let this podcast grow. And I've looked into it, just so we know. Next month, I don't have the exact date yet. I got to, is it next month? Next month, or I think it's the beginning of April. There is another gun show locally here in Filer.
Good grief.
And
Louis L'Amour books.
Yeah, I think I'm going to find out what a table costs. And I want to go down and get a table, and we can just go. I can say you guys are like my employees, and we just go hang out there and hand out business cards.
I'm on strike, man,
and talk to people. And I'll bring my little maybe I'll bring my little recorder, and we can talk to people. And I don't know, it'd be kind of fun, don't you guys think?
Talk to the people.
We can give it a shot. Let's do it.
I think
it'll either be great or we'll say, yeah, we had technical difficulties.
I want to interview the guy. I want to interview the guy with the dragon handled knives.
There's going to be some tactical guy out there that's tired of us talking about him.
They've got dragon handle knives?
Yeah. Do you want one?
Get me one of them.
They always got one.
You said you like gear.
Yeah.
They even have the red eyes.
Dragon gear whore is what they call me.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Well, I
dragon.
I'm not going to get into
Look, I got
that.
my dragon scale purse.
We need, yeah. Okay. We're
Actually, have you seen that dragon scale armor?
Oh, yeah. That's
I'm
some
sorry, go
serious
ahead.
stuff.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
We started going down a weird.
No, it's cool, though.
We started going.
Pull him back. Pull him back.
We started going down a weird path.
Starting to tell too much.
This room's starting to spin.
Get it back. Get it back.
Until then, we will be back next week. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Until then,
Sayonara.
sayonara.